Day, everybody. At least I think it's Wednesday. Welcome to our next edition of our community town hall. We are really excited to be here chatting with all of our community members. It's Day, everybody. At least I think it's Wednesday. Oops.
That's my bad.
Welcome to our next. So we there you go, all better. So we're here to answer some of your burning questions, to give you some input and feedback as to what's happening on the Topcoder front these days. Before we jump into questions, I just want to say that we're all home still, trying to be safe here from this pandemic, and we hope you're all home, safe, and with your families, and doing the right thing, and staying healthy, all that good stuff. So we were happy to receive a number of questions for our town hall, but there's always an opportunity to ask questions to us live. So you can use the chat here to ask questions, and we will get to as many as we can. But I think it's important that we are able to chat with you guys and give you some FaceTime from us, from the community team. So Nick will be running in the background, all this good stuff. So Nick, why don't you kick off right into the questions?
All right, great. Well, first let's introduce everyone here that we have. Just switched over to the full screen. As you see, we have Jesse in the top left there, Adam right above me, and Glenn's this way on me. Hey, Glenn, welcome to the show. All right, let's head over to the presentation here. Okay.
You can skip right over to the question, Nick, because I think the next slide is off. Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
Awesome.
All right. So what has been the biggest challenge the Topcoder staff have faced during this COVID situation, and what has been done to mitigate the effects? Let's go take that one.
Who wants to go first? Adam, you want to go first?
I think I'll jump in. So I think a lot of what's been going on with COVID has been almost for us kind of a business as usual. We're used to working from home. So there's been almost, in some ways, maybe almost too much work, too much focus on like, this is what we do and we work from home and we need to get things done and we want to make sure that we're keeping the business going and we're getting challenges out there and we're keeping everyone engaged, and probably, I know for myself, almost narrow focused of like, okay, I just got to keep going. And I think the challenge has been, realizing that there's a crazy pandemic going on and like acknowledging it and spending some time with my family and then spending more hangout time with the team here, just not talking about work, right? And just, spending time acknowledging that there is this crazy situation, and that while we are used to working in the situation, not, our family and our friends and other people are not used to working in this situation, right? And so the craziness that they're going through and having those conversations to realize that this is, not normal, and while it may be normal for us in some ways. So to mitigate those effects, I think for me, it's opening my eyes and realizing there's a lot of things going on, and then helping where I can and working with the team to acknowledge that, every day, just checking in to see how we're doing, how we're mentally doing, how we're coping, and, we're not able to get out and do things. So just kind of working through that and acknowledging that keeping the conversation going is a key thing.
Yeah, really, really good point. And one of the things that I've noticed as well, we've said that, it's kind of business as usual for us because we are so virtual and remote. In my experience, it feels like Topcoder and my work has almost been an escape for me, because it's the only normal that I have, right? So we're used to being in front of the computer, home all day, working, and most people are not. But it's kind of it's almost like I was working too much because it was the one part of the normal that I continue to have, right? So it's been really strict for myself to stop working. I find myself working really, really long hours because it's normal for me to be here and I want that normalcy. So it's been really hard to discipline ourselves, like to stop working. Working 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. is not really healthy. So It's been a struggle, but I feel like we are so incredibly lucky. And that's one thing I tell myself every day. We are so lucky that we have a job like this and that we have this great community of you folks, community members, as well as our team to keep us going and to be there for each other and always be checking in. So I think the community and our work has kind of saved us in a way, to put it, really corny. But I think that we're trying to do the best we can, and we hope that you guys are too. So we really hope that you're not sitting in front of the computer screen, 15 hours a day, and you're getting outside, seeing some family time. But I think the biggest challenge has been, for me personally, just working too much. There could be worse things, I guess.
All right. I think a lot of us have those kind of same situations going on in each of our households as well. So let's move on to the next question and see what we got here. What is your plan for the next year for the community? How has the pandemic affected plans positively or negatively?
Really good question.
I'll let you start, Jesse.
Okay, sure. I think that our plans have been affected, obviously, both positively and negatively. I think that in my personal view, we've had to kind of pivot a little bit, right? And really be focusing on what's the biggest need for our community right now, right? We need to focus on what our members need. They need to have more work. They need to have more opportunities. So we've been really pushing talent as a service tasks. It's gig work. We've been pushing that a lot lately too, because we know that there's a lot of people out of work right now. We're really trying to help make sure there's lots of new opportunities for community, and really sharing that focus of you can come to Topcoder to learn. You can come to Topcoder to participate in challenges. You can come and get a gig, right? Or you can be a part of the community team or some type of member role within our community. So really making sure our members are aware of all of the things that they can be doing to earn money to keep their family afloat during these times. So really making sure that's a priority of ours. There's a few vanity projects that we had on our plate that we really wanted to do, but we need to refocus and make sure that we're working on what's the most important need for our community members and for our business.
Yeah, and I think tied to that is also renewed focus on the activity that we can provide, or the different challenges and opportunities. So I've been working, one of the things that I've been working on is like trying to find more situations like the Adobe deal, the Adobe challenge series that we just launched, but more a variety of brands and customers that maybe just want all of you to understand their technology and see their technology and give you a variety of exposure to things and not beyond our typical projects, right? So to bring in kind of some cool new things that everyone can be excited about. I know that we get that question a lot, and especially with with COVID going on, the ability to come to Topcoder and say, oh, hey, I want to try this technology, or I want to try this other thing over here, and maybe help you, be distracted and try new things and learn new things. And maybe it's not necessarily tied to a customer project, but it's just tied to you learning new things, and of course having prizes tied to it also. So that's for me, that's really been kind of a change in plan, where just more visibility of the Topcoder community to other brands out there. I think the negative item here is the TCO, right? So how it's impacting our plans around the TCO, around our regionals, right? Super excited about the regionals that we have coming up, but it's obviously going to be virtual, right? So I think none of us here are happy about that. We want to see all of you. Like, I'm missing out traveling right now to come see and hang out with everyone, right? I do that every year, and I like doing that, right? So I'm missing out on that right this minute, and I think my wife's ready for me to leave the house too, to go see everyone. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I think there's a question out there around TCO. Will it happen for sure? So
yeah, I think we have that question coming up in the thing. So we'll hold to that. Do you have anything to add, Glenn? Specifically based on your experiences? Oh, I think you missed that.
Yeah, I think I missed a good part of it. But as far as the question in general, I mean, everybody's dealing with it in sort of different ways. And for myself, I just find myself working a lot more, which is kind of good for everybody in the short term, but maybe not for everybody in the long term. So just try to balance everything out.
I mean, I would definitely say for you, Glenn, is the impact of the gig work, right? So big focus on that. We have a lot of customers interested in tapping into the Topcoder community and all the skills and knowledge and everything that you guys have. So, Glenn's been heads down on just trying to figure out how to engage more with that. And so I would say that's probably been a positive and a negative for you because you've been so consumed by that. So I'll speak for you on that piece. Offer that up.
Thanks, Adam/Glenn. Let's see what we got up next here. Is there an update about the 2020 Topcoder Open Finals? Yeah.
Naturally. Right, great question, as usual. Okay, so as we mentioned, the TCO regionals will be virtual. It was a hard decision, but at the end of the day, your safety and health is a priority, as well as our team. We don't want to be sending Adam and Harshit and team out to be traveling in a time like this. So we've been working really hard in the background here, especially Harshit, putting together a virtual regional event that will be amazing. So we will have, we've already sent invitations out for our first regional, which will be in the South America region. So that's already started, and the other ones will be coming soon. So as far as the regionals are concerned, those are ready to go, rare, and we're excited about doing them the best way we can. As far as the TCO finals, I still haven't decided. We as a team have not decided. We're just not ready to say we're not doing it in person, right? We have until December to get it in this calendar year, right? So I want to make the call closer to. I don't want to say today, no, we're not doing it, but I also want to say today that we're not doing it. So I'm going to wait as long as possible and keep asking, keep reminding me. I mean, it's constantly on my mind. Our entire team is discussing it. We're going over what it would mean if we did a virtual TCO finals. We're going over what it would mean if we tried to bring together a TCO finals in person. So all options are still on the table. And I think as we get closer to the end of our summer here in the United States, so closer to August, we'll be in a better position where we can decide what we think is best for our team and for the community. And so I hope to have an update for you guys sooner rather than later on what the plan will be. I'm sorry if that's not the actual answer you wanted, but I'm still going to hold off.
But we do know that the TCO regionals will be virtual.
Yep, absolutely. We've already made that decision. They all have to be regional. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. On to the next. I'm a mathematician. Oh, is this the one we're talking about? I'm available on Google by holding a patent in math. Is there any opportunity at Topcoder? Sure,
I would say, yeah. So I definitely say there is opportunity at Topcoder. I'm not necessarily sure about the patent piece. So if you do have more questions around this, please do reach out to us. We can clarify it. But we are an open community, open innovation. So please do jump in and try your math skills on our data science projects. So
for sure. Or Glenn might have a spot for you in the gig pool.
There we go.
Gig work. All right. What is the status of? Oh, there we go. What is the status of Taas, which I believe we're renaming to gig work now at Topcoder? How is it going? And are there still opportunities to get any gig work?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. So it's a pretty good question. So first of all, we did change the name to gig work. So we're no longer called like Taas from like the community side of the house. So we have come up in the last couple of months. We have actually filled, somewhere around like 25 positions at different companies and different clients that we have across the board. We also have some opportunities that didn't fall all the way through, and some of you guys received emails on that if you were in the pipeline to go through some of those. So overall, though, we are placing people. It's still very active. We're still looking for people. There's a lot of focus on our members in the United States and India, and also around the world as well. But if you happen to be available for full-time work, that is what we're looking for, Topcoder gig work right now. So full-time meaning, 40 hours a week, typically during the client's working time zone hours. So for you guys, I know you still want to do something on the side, do something part-time. Right now, we don't have those like short-term opportunities like available for you via gig work. That'll be all still through like a regular challenge model. But if you do have the ability to give 40 hours a week and are interested in going to Topcoder gig work, we have pretty competitive rates, and we think there's still plenty available. So check out on the website for any job opportunities that you have that are available, and feel free to apply. And we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
All right, and just as a reminder to do that, in case you don't know, you just go under compete, and then there's a gig work item underneath the menu there. So click that. A lot of opportunities there. Check it out, and yeah.
And one other thing on that too, for gig work opportunities, as I mentioned, there's a number of different ways you can engage a top coder, and gig work is a big deal. It's a really great opportunity for community members who are trying something new or who need guaranteed income, right? But it's really important that if you're interested in gig work, you're letting us know, right? So we have a whole forum dedicated to gig work. We have a channel on our Slack channel dedicated to gig work. We have opportunities up on the website, as Nick mentioned. I just put the link in the chat there. If there's not a job there that is specific to your skills, then just apply for the general gig work thing so we have your name on file, and we can get you qualified and ready to go. We have a ton of challenges happening all the time. The more challenges you participate in, the more opportunity you'll have for gig work, because we'll know what you're good at. We'll have your Topcoder profile. We'll have what skills you have on there. And the other part of that is to go to your profile on Topcoder, fill it out, put in what skills you have, fill it out what devices you have, where you're located, what language you speak. Fill out as much as you can in your profile, because all of those things help you to get a gig, and they help Glenn to place you. So if you're on the fence, if you're not sure, reach out to us. But we want to make sure that you guys are enabled to apply for the gig work positions, and don't think, oh, that's not for me. Look into it, see what we have going on. We really want to make sure that you have that ability and you know where to go for it. So that's my big gig work plug, because I think it's important for you, especially right now with the way times are going. It's something that could really help you and your family.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. Here we go. Now that we are halfway through the year, what can we expect for the rest of 2020 from Topcoder? What's down our pipeline? Let's take that one.
I'll jump in. So right now, definitely focused on the gig opportunities. We have a lot of customers who are interested in that. Continuing, obviously, our normal business, so working to secure more customers. We are still seeing a lot of interest, but we have a lot of customers or potential customers who are still trying to figure out what COVID means to their business. So our sales conversations are still positive, still moving forward. It's just a matter of closing deals and keeping things moving. But I am optimistic on that because we are having some great conversations. We have some new opportunities. Again, I'll throw a plug in here, but for the Adobe Document Cloud thing we just launched, things like that, I'm very excited about. And then just really kind of focusing in on helping all of you understand where you might be able to help in the gig work and keeping those opportunities moving forward too. Working on setting up a series of learning, educational, testing type challenges in dev. I would say similar to how we do SRMs, but excited to get some new work going just to understand skill sets in the community and keep you guys all engaged and motivated.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only thing I would add to that too is we've always prided ourselves in having information available for you folks to better yourselves, to improve your skills. And so, we have Thrive. It was our huge initiative last year. We're super proud of Thrive, our educational center. And there's always things happening in there, new things, and we're going to continue that the rest of the year. We're hoping to put together learning paths so that you can really learn a skill from start to finish, or just to level up on it. So we would love for you to be a part of Thrive if you have things that you want to help with, or if you want to grow your resume with writing technical articles or whatever, or just want to learn from Thrive. Always keep an eye on that, because that will always be growing and being an important part of our website.
Jesse, do you want to mention anything about TCO 21 for this?
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. TCO 21 actually starts July 1st, believe it or not. So our monthly newsletter is going out next week, and it was going to be the big announcement. So it's coming, and all of our challenges will be TCO 21 eligible starting July 1.
So I think there was a question around, is it going to run for the whole year, since our last year was not as many stages?
Yeah, absolutely. So just some background on that. So last year we had wanted to make some changes to TCO, but we were not in a position to do so for July 1st. And so we thought it was better to sit and wait and take our time to make it the best it can be before just rushing into it. So that's why we had 3 stages last year. This year, for TCO 21, there will be 4 stages. It will start on July 1. So there'll be 4 stages. And so that will obviously affect trip winning opportunities. So there'll be 3 trips per stage as opposed to 4, but there will be the 4 stages to earn from.
Awesome.
Great. All righty. Let's see if we got any more questions here. Why is Topcoder now doing webinars? And will there be a certified program for members?
Great question. Webinars, we kind of started, it was actually Harshit's idea right when COVID kind of paused everything. We really wanted a way to interact with the community and give you something to do, right? It was really important that we were adding as many initiatives as we could to keep you busy, keep you home, keep you safe, all that good stuff. They turned out to be quite successful. It's not something we've ever done at Topcoder, is, typical webinar type things. We're going to continue doing them because I think it's important that we're always giving you an opportunity to learn in many different ways. And we have so many amazing members in our community who have helped with these webinars, have hosted them. So we want to give you that platform. So if you have something to show us, to teach, then we would love to let you do that through a webinar. We'll probably slow down on the quantity of them. We won't do as many as we did over the past few months, but we'll continue doing them. There's a whole spot on our programs page for webinars, so you can see all the ones that are upcoming. You can see the past webinars that we've done and view the recordings, so in case you missed them. Some really, really good topics that we had, and some really great things that you can learn from them. As far as making them a certified program, that's kind of a big thing we've been talking about lately. When you're doing learning challenges, when you're learning through a webinar, how can you use that for your personal, resume, that you have done these things and you learn these skills? So certification in general has been a topic on our mind ever since we have visualized the whole idea of Upriser, which will also be happening in 21. So Upriser is our overall event that we're planning, where TCO will be a part of. That's a whole nother story we can get to another day. We decided not to launch Upriser in 2020 just because of this environment. We didn't think it was the best spot. So next year, when we do officially kick off Upriser with TCO 21 at Upriser, certifications would be a big part of that. So you can come to Upriser, you can learn something and get certified as a Topcoder member. Or like, for example, with Adobe, right? You can be certified in their document cloud SDKs, right? So making sure that it's not only just you are, but it's on your Topcoder profile. It's something you can share on LinkedIn. It's something that you can have when you talk to employers or when you're trying to get a gig job. You can say, yeah, I'm certified with this technology. So I think it's super important that we think of how we can improve all the things that we're already doing for you folks and make it a legit, verified thing. So that hopefully we can get over that hump soon, because it's something it's on our minds and it's something we want to be doing.
Yeah, and the great thing about the webinars is we have companies that are interested in sponsoring or participating, having an ability to present information to all of you in the community, right? So we're also working to see what topics, who can we bring in, who's interested. So if you happen to have you want to hear from a specific company, let us know. I have no problems calling up that company and saying, are you interested in doing a webinar for our community? So if there are topics and technologies, things like that, I'm excited about some of them that we have coming up. And then I've personally had fun doing, kind of the retrospective on design. I know Rashid has had fun doing the ones on the different dev challenges that we've done historically. So not only, I think, is there great information that we can share with you, but there's also, I think, a great history of things that we can share with you too. So I love the webinars personally.
All right. Is there anything else? Any other questions in the chat?
Yeah, you guys have us for like another 10, 15 minutes. Hit us hard. Give us the hard questions. We really appreciate you being on. I see a lot of friendly faces in the chat, so thanks for being here, guys. It's really important that we're visible within the community, and we're responding to your questions and making sure we're transparent with you. So shoot us questions. It's your chance. Are there any questions that you guys think they should be asking us?
Is Adam ever going to grow a hair on top of his head?
Thanks. Not anymore.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I do want to point out, we do have the pipeline. We still need to get it into our navigation. I'm going to drop it in here, but we do have the pipeline link that shows upcoming challenges. So I think that's come up a couple times in the last week. We need to do, personally on our side, promote it a little bit more, but it's a work in progress, and it's visibility of upcoming challenges for all of you. So please do make sure to check out the pipeline.
Yeah, definitely check that out. We'll put the link in there in just a second. Vanita does have a question. Are you going to keep the 15-day pay schedule?
Yes. So if you ever see that change, or it happens to, for whatever reason, glitchy, go back, I think it's still a manual process that we've each month we say it's going to be 15-day. But yes, we are keeping the 15-day. We set it up as originally as a temporary, just to see how it worked and how it goes and how it impacts the flow of the flow around here, especially with customers. But we are working to make that be a permanent change. So our intention, our goal is that it is a permanent change.
Yep, great question, Vanita. I see something about SRMs. We need more SRMs. Yeah, the next few months are kind of busy with TCO rounds and regionals, so we tend to kind of slow down the single round matches over the summer. But we will have a regular cadence of them once the regionals are complete. I see a question about Design Month t-shirts. Yes, so let me address t-shirts in general. As you are aware, there's a massive pandemic going on. And so it's been really hard to get t-shirts shipped. But that said, we have a massive spreadsheet of t-shirts that are going to get sent out as soon as humanly possible. We know how important t-shirts are to all of you. So we are doing our best to make sure that you get those t-shirts that you've earned. The Design Month t-shirts, we had like so many amazing shirts. So we'll surprise you with which one you're going to get in the mail.
And make sure to check out the Adobe Challenge Series, because we're going to have t-shirts for that too.
Yeah.
So, and those are going to be limited quantity. So there'll be a rare Adobe and Topcoder t-shirt. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a t-shirt?
Probably the most important question. Where is Glenn's hat?
Yeah, right?
Glenn's hat is...
Yeah, I've been getting like a little balding spot, so I've been taking off my hat.
That's where it starts. Mine actually started back here.
And this is now a hair show. Okay. All right.
I don't see any more questions coming in. Are you guys good? Like anything else you want to go over? We'll have another one of these next month. I'll have the schedule in the newsletter. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, I have a question from Ankit. How to verify skills that are mentioned in the Topcoder profile. So basically, when you take part in a Topcoder challenge with that skill, and I think it's when you win, is that correct, Adam? You get the verified check mark on your profile.
I believe it's I believe if you place.
I think it's a submission, like a
Right.
successful submission.
Right. So
Okay.
you've achieved the passing score, right?
Yep. There you go.
Good
Thanks.
last minute question.
Okay. I think that's it for everybody. Stay tuned next month, right?
Yeah. See you then. In the meantime, we do have webinars scheduled. If you go to our member programs page, that we have a webinar section. So go ahead and check that out. We have some of those coming up early July, all throughout July, really. And if you don't see us there, we'll see you next month. All right. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.